fan.
Bro,
all right.
If
you can't sit me next to the Jets fan, and like, I'm piss both y'all off.
We good to start.
The second coming to Chad Pennington, now they feeling themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at me.
Bench Mob, they're speaking them facts that you wanna hear. That rapper jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. I ain't taking an L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. They playing the seats, now it's time to grow. Shooting now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my about to blow.
I ain't seen from now. Miles, you was really big on it.
Bench Mob Podcast. What's up, bro?
Yeah, welcome back. It's another episode of Bench Mob Ent Podcast. We back, baby, and we got another episode. We got CXR in the building. We got Noah in the building. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Ready to get Greg out of here once and for all. For all the viewers at home, it's happening. This guy's done.
Smooth operator Davenport. How you living tonight?
I'm doing good. It's Victory Monday. That's how we feeling. That's how we feeling.
Monday.
How many times you said that in your life? Real question. I'll be in single digits.
CJ, Cincinnati's very own. How you doing tonight? CEO.
I'm good too. It was Victory Friday for us. You know, I'm waiting to see what this animosity about.
And Greg, your squad got to win also. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm good. Don't talk about you can come here and get me out of here. I got a lot of people who want to get me out of here. They've been coming for a long time. See that group chat? I got a group chat of friends I go into high school with. The name of the group chat is The People versus Greg. That's been my life.
You know what that is an indication of?
What is it?
You being consistently wrong.
I'm not consistently wrong though. You're trying to get me out of here right now. You're taking out my microphone setup.
Well, we got to start there, of course. Bucks don't win the game. I don't think anybody expected them to win the game, but Tom Brady.
Nobody expected us to win that?
I don't
We was
think
the
so.
favorite.
How?
We was the +1 favorite. It was 1 point, but we were the favorite.
Well, at least on this show.
And because
nobody
we always beat Pat Mahomes.
If it's +1, that's like a pick 'em. That's like
Yeah, right. I'm gonna pick my
Those are
guys.
the games that Greg don't like to bet on.
I'm gonna pick my guys. He was favored, and we would have won.
When it comes to the Brady and the Bucks, right? How long do you think it's going to be till it turns around, or is this how the Bucks is going to be for the rest of the year? Because we look at that game, 6 rushing attempts from the running backs, and y'all got Tom Brady at his advanced age throwing 52 attempts.
they were playing from behind the whole game.
First of all, it should have been less rushing attempts because we are at our best when Tom Brady is throwing the ball. That is the only time that we scored points. We have Fournette to catch passes out of the backfield. Our offensive line is still injured. Donovan Smith just came back from his elbow injury, but our pass protection was fine. I don't see why we don't just do that. Byron Leftwich wants to run a draw play every first down. It's predictable. Everybody knows it's coming, and then Tom has to save us, and he can't always do that because he's 45. That's the way I look at it. I don't think it's even a matter of turning it around. I thought we was going to be, I didn't think we would be 1-3. I thought we would finally break through versus the Saints. I knew we weren't losing to the Cowboys. I knew that the Packers and Chiefs game would kind of be a toss-up just because Tom only loses those in the regular season. And Aaron had to get his second win in his career on Tom Brady. It's been 10 years. He had to get one. Pat, he lost the Super Bowl to him, lost the AFC Championship to him. What did he take his child next? Like, you have to, Tom Brady is everybody's Super Bowl. And until that's not the case anymore, then Tom Brady is still Tom Brady.
So you have no concern of he's slowing down, anything like that?
No, he hasn't slowed down. Where's the fall off? If the arm's still there, he's still the best reader of a defense in the NFL by far. He just needs an offensive line in front of him like any quarterback does, like Pat Mahomes clearly does. evidenced by a Super Bowl that nobody likes to discuss anymore. Like Aaron Rodgers does, like Josh Allen does. So I don't see the fall off. I could see if he was looking like Drew Brees in 2020 and, you know, his rotator cuff was about to fall off, or if he was looking like Peyton Manning when he won his last Super Bowl, but that's just not the case.
On the flip side, is it safe to say Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league?
You have to say that. You have to say that.
Why do you have to say that?
No, seriously.
Just tell me why you have to say it. Don't give me the no, seriously. Just tell me why you have to say that. Just tell me why you have to say that. Be very clear and concise on why you have to say that.
No one does what he does. No one in the NFL does what he does. All script plays, on
Lamar
script.
Jackson doesn't do all script plays.
It's okay. He's the only
Josh
person.
Allen doesn't do all script plays.
No, it's not
Kyler
the same.
Murray doesn't do all
it's not
script
the
plays.
same.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's
Not to the degree.
Not
that
to the
Pat
degree.
Mahomes does.
No, it's not.
What is this? What is
not
the
the same.
degree? What are we talking about?
He's not the
A
same.
shovel pass?
He's not the same.
Are you serious?
It's not the shovel pass. That's a design pass. That's a design play.
Are you serious?
That's a design play.
If Tom Brady was getting off a bunch of 1 yard touchdown passes, everybody would be like, he's not ripping it down the field anymore. Pat Mahomes isn't even averaging the air yards that his reputation would tell you that he is, and nobody cares because they just want Pat Mahomes to be crowned the best quarterback in the league.
But why is he not averaging that?
What?
What's the thing that came out of this offense from last year? They don't have Tyreek Hill, so of course the air yards are going to be
Is
down.
Juju not a speedster? McCole
No,
Hardman
Juju
not a
not-
speedster?
don't do that.
Is McCole Hardman not a
No,
speedster?
Cole is, but not.
Is Travis Kelce not a down the field threat? I'm just like, what are we doing?
Not to the same extent. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Okay.
And also, while you're on that rant, I want him to, when you post this clip, put the clip in there of him like doing that stop and start nonsense where he throws the ball over his head to Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the back of the end zone. Because that is what I'm talking about. No one does that like him. No one.
Josh
Not
Allen
Lamar.
doesn't do that.
No.
No.
Josh Allen does not do that. He just doesn't do that. It's not the same.
So I can't look up a highlight that I've seen before I even have to look it up of him just throwing the ball like that to Devin Singletary.
It's not the same.
I've seen
We
that.
both know it.
What is it? It's not? He's just not light skinned.
Okay.
Is that what you mean? That it's not the same? Is that what you mean? What is not the same? Is the flick of the wrist not as?
Yeah, but this
talking
is routine for Pat Mahomes. That ain't routine for Josh Allen.
All right, maybe it's not as routinely called for him, but Pat Mahomes doesn't. I don't
It's
know.
not cold. That's magic in it. It's not cold.
Exactly.
He just does
He
these
creates.
things. It's second reaction to him. It's easy. He does it all the time. And also, look, he's taking these receivers that aren't nearly as good as the guys he had in the past and making this thing go. He's the reason why they go. It's him. That's it.
So all those things make him the best quarterback in the league.
Right
I
now,
can say that
yeah.
about 3 other quarterbacks.
Right now, he's the best. Who's better than him right now?
Tom Brady is the best quarterback
Oh
in the
my
league.
God, bro.
Tom-
Answer me this right now. If Pat Mahomes won that Super Bowl, would y'all even be entertaining this conversation?
Well, we know why he didn't
Oh
win.
my God.
There was
That's
no
what
line
we
to
know?
block for him.
Would you care about that if it was Tom Brady? Would you care?
What?
Would you care if there was nobody to block for him?
He can't
You wouldn't.
smoke tonight. Like
You wouldn't care.
You can't write it.
Yeah.
Y'all would not care. Y'all would not be sitting here making that. Y'all be telling me Tom is washed if Aaron Donald was just breaking through his center every. Y'all would
No, we
not
say it's time to
care.
hang it up. You 44.
Why would it be time to hang it up?
taking these hits still?
Because he doesn't care. Because he
Also,
drinks avocado
okay,
smoothies.
Yo, the
He
way,
drinking avocado.
Who really cares about their family? Let's. Sorry, not.
that's a comment he would make.
Yeah.
That's regarding that though. That's kind of on them though. You invited basically all of America and the world into the family, into the household. So now don't play the we want our privacy. Nah, you invited everybody in, so now they all in it.
Also,
The
the documentary.
documentary and the pushing of the family background and we're together and Giselle, she's so supportive.
I don't know. I feel like that's like marrying the white Beyonce. Like that was just she's the most famous model in the world. It's like, all right, I guess you could say, dude, just don't marry the most famous Victoria's Secret or whatever model she is. But like, all right, maybe why not? Why would I not do that?
You mentioned Beyonce. Is Beyonce overrated?
No.
Okay.
Beyonce is properly rated as the greatest woman that ever lived.
Okay.
Second, besides my
That's
mom.
not a phrase. That's not. What you mean? What you mean?
Killing me, bro.
Not with the,
Y'all be funny as
y'all know,
hell.
Beehive Nation, right?
say it right now. Say it. Look at the camera. Say no.
You know damn well I'm not
Look
doing
at the
that.
camera. Say no.
I'm not doing
Nah,
that.
I ain't
I'm not doing
I'm
that.
not with the
Oh, you don't care though. He is.
Say her at name. Say her at name aloud. He's not with the Hive and what?
Not with the
You're gonna ruin
Beyonce's overrated.
You're gonna ruin your life. Don't do that.
You're gonna find your social security.
Just facts. That's just how.
Can we just say also before we move on? I can't wait to move on, but before we do it,
If you say some BS, we're not moving on.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna fry you.
the way that Pat Mahomes lost that Super Bowl, you keep referring to, by the way, it wasn't like he went out sad. He did
Are
not,
you dead serious?
He did not go out
Are
sad.
you dead serious? 9 points is not going outside?
Bruh,
Wasn't Tyreek Hill hurt in that game?
No, he was not.
Bro, he was running for his life, still making crazy throws while running.
Oh my God, crazy throws that didn't lead to completions. Are you serious? Are you serious?
He passes all the eye tests. All of them.
You mean like last season when he couldn't read that there was a too high safety on the field?
It sounds like
That
you
is
have been
Tyreek
against
Hill.
Patrick
You're
Mahomes.
Tyreek
I
Hill.
don't. That is I think he is
Tyreek Hill.
easily the second best quarterback in the league. I just think
you
Tom
think
Brady's
right
better.
now Tom Brady is still playing at the highest level to be the best quarterback in the league?
He's saying Tom Brady at diminished levels better than Pat Mahomes. That's what he's saying.
I said
You're saying Tom Brady at diminished levels better than Pat Mahomes.
Diminished level? Is that what you're saying?
Diminished level because he's
Diminished
not.
level.
Because he's not.
What? What is diminished about him, Greg? What is I need to understand what is diminished about him if the NFL players just voted him the #1 player in the league, Greg.
Okay, from last year. That's last year. What about this year? That's last year.
Dog, that list hasn't come yet. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but they
his
do
arm
that based
strength-
on accolades.
All right, has his arm strength deteriorated this year?
I would say no. I would say
Has his mental approach to the game deteriorated?
Potentially.
Based on what?
He's not focused.
Based on what, Greg? Based on what? Based on what? Based on what?
Based on the way he plays out there, he's not looking the same. It's not.
Based
He
on
does
the way
not
he
look like
plays.
Tom Brady.
Indicative of what, Greg?
Now, last night,
Breaking hell out.
right? It's not
Based
the same.
on what, Greg? Based on what?
Now, last night's of course you coming in hot because last night he looked good. 385, 3 touchdowns, fine. He was in a shootout. I understand
He looked
that.
good the game before that.
He had struggled. He's
not, bro.
The previous 2 games he had struggled. He had struggled.
What are you talking
right?
about?
He had struggled.
Our wide receivers are leading the league in drops right now. We had missed Godwin. Mike Evans was suspended last game, and we didn't have Julio. God knows when we're going to this season. I really don't even want to say Julio, but he wasn't there. He had Cole Beasley off the practice squad. He was just sitting on this couch. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm supposed to think he's falling off because Rashad Perriman can't catch a fade? That doesn't make sense. The ball is right there. He's throwing to me and you the last 2 weeks. And I'm better than you still, but like he's throwing to me and you.
He's definitely not, by the way. Definitely not.
What?
Definitely not. 100%.
Your feet are in quicksand. But regardless.
No one's not beating me in a foot race right now. No, you're not. And you know you're not. By the way. I'm not getting the subject. You just
You're
getting
putting
the
on the pounds.
No.
And I'm not.
You're beating me in a foot race?
I said I would beat you in a foot race. But
No, you would not.
No, but that's an easy conversation. But
Right.
I'd beat you in a foot race.
I'm a young man. I have a girlfriend. You have a fiance. You are not in the same physical shape as me.
Yo, the minute you get a fiance is when people want to
Yeah, you're done. You're done. You're done.
It's crazy, right?
You're done.
That's really why you're saying that.
You are done. No.
Because the last time I saw you
that I'm
versus
faster.
now, it's the same thing.
All right, so the last time that you saw Tom Brady, which was last night, you said he looked great, right?
Tom Brady played well last night.
Okay, he looked great last night, right? So what was the difference between
Yeah,
that? What was the difference between that and those two? I mean, he threw more yards than Pat Mahomes, threw the same amount of touchdowns, whatever.
They ran for about 200
he didn't flick
yards.
one of them, but whatever. I mean, why would they do that? They're down 3 scores. You want to
I'm
take
just
more
saying
time
the
on
reason
clock
why
is
he
bad
threw as many
football.
yards as Tom Brady because he ran for like 200 yards. The Chiefs ran the ball. They ran the ball well. They ran it right down y'all throats.
Third and 1, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Look, I'm not here to defend. I'm not here to defend the defense. I don't know what's going on. I think Akeem Hicks needs to get back. I think we need to re-sign Ndamukong Suh. I'm not here to defend Todd Bowles or the defense. I've been off Todd Bowles since that Cooper Kupp play and again that Rams game since last year. But Tom Brady played well with the weapons that he's been practicing with in all of offseason, right? He played well with those guys. And you're saying he didn't play as well without those guys, right?
It's Tom Brady. It's not. That was the thing about Tom Brady, wasn't it? That was the magic. He was elevating guys that were nobodies.
Yeah.
You take guys off the street.
Yeah.
Make
he
it
won
work.
6 rings doing that.
Okay, great. So he's
By the
not
way.
the same player because he's not doing that now.
What?
He's not doing that now. So
Greg,
how is
what?
the same player? He's not.
Greg, what?
How you doing that?
How does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
When
You
last
just made
year,
the case.
the last time we saw him, He had only Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. He had only Mike Evans, and he's out there about to. He led the comeback on the eventual Super Bowl champs. Like, is he trash for that? I don't get it. Like the game,
no one's saying
he fell off. He fell off for that. I don't get it. Like go look at the go. There's no off target throws. There's no lacking arm strength. There's no incompetency reading the defense and getting through his progressions. He's hitting the difficult throws outside of the numbers. Where is this regression? You're talking simply numbers, which can be influenced by injuries. That doesn't make sense. You can't say he's fallen off for that. If Pat Mahomes wasn't doing what he usually did this year, y'all would just be saying, oh, there's no Tyreek there, of course. Duh. but my quarterback has to do it with 3 wide receivers who haven't had a hamstring in 2 years. That doesn't make sense. He's still the best quarterback in the league. He's still the best quarterback in the league.
We have to agree to disagree on this one.
You don't know why you disagree.
I don't know why I disagree. I just told you why I disagree.
You don't disagree. You disagree because you love the aesthetic of getting outside of the pocket and making a play that isn't even smart to make.
Oh my God. That is definitely not why I love
the only reason you put anybody over him is purely aesthetic.
It's not.
It's purely aesthetic.
No, it's not.
It's purely aesthetic. It's not about wins. It's not about having the best chance to win. It's purely aesthetic.
The guys I put over him all win.
Guys? There's guys? Like, there's multiple people.
There's multiple people.
How many?
2.
2. Yo, that's crazy.
2. There's 2 guys.
Casamigos in that water. So I'm guessing Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. I'm gonna guess.
You could say Josh Allen a good day. The Josh Allen.
So who's you're saying Justin Hubbard? I'm gonna assume
the Josh Allen and Lamar conversation is very hard to have. Lamar's amazing though.
Lamar and Pat.
Lamar and Pat.
I hate doing this because I love those 2 quarterbacks, but they're not better than Tom. You're gonna sit there with all and by the way, I don't agree with what people say about Lamar's arm talent, like wholeheartedly. I don't agree with that, but you're gonna sit there and really do that.
It's a complete package. It's a complete package. It's not just about him throwing the ball. That makes him a better player. It's a complete package. He's the best running back in the NFL. He's the best quarterback in the NFL sometimes. It's on certain days. Just equals out.
That's an agree to disagree topic right there. Point blank. That's how that's one boiled down.
You know what you were doing when you got that topic first.
But this
he didn't know that.
This is the thing, as being a producer of the show, I can't have a Tom Brady fan, supporter, believer on the show and just be like, all right, we're not going to talk about Tom Brady, even though he's on Sunday.
Are we talking about Ben Simmons next?
Eagles win an ugly one, 29-21. Hurts had his worst statistical game, but they still won. Miles Sanders went off 27, 134, 2 TDs. The Cowboys also won 25-10. Rush is the first Dallas quarterback to win his first 4 starts. Dallas defense hasn't given up more than 17 points in a game with Rush starting. Who's the better team here? Eagles or the Cowboys?
The Eagles are a better team.
Yeah, the Eagles for sure. Yeah. Eagles for sure. I have no doubt about that. I think the Eagles do just about everything better than them. Defensively, they're better.
I wouldn't say that, but
what don't they do better though?
I just wouldn't say that. Like I think it's all going to depend on like how they match up against each other because they are division rivals at the end of the day. Like that's what it's going to come down to. If they both keep winning, it's going to be about who can beat each other. And I just feel like where the Eagles are going to edge them out is they're not habitual folders as the Cowboys are. I think the Cowboys look better on paper. I think I like Micah Parsons better than anything that the Eagles have on their D-line. I think Trayvon Diggs has a year in this system, and I haven't been seeing him, he had like the narrative of last year, you can get him with a double move.
You can though.
I mean, you probably still can. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying he's looking sharper. He's looking sharper. I think
he's picking and choosing which ones he really goes after.
There's more discipline, which I think just came from like just another year of being in that system.
In that game.
Exactly. And I just feel like at the end of the day, like I don't believe in Dak. I don't. I don't believe in the Cowboys situationally, which I think a game that depends on who's going to win the division is going to come down to. Probably largely going to be situational football. I don't think that's the Cowboys' expertise. And I'm not even saying it's the Eagles' but I think the Cowboys will outdo any BS that you can put out there.
Proven thing that one thing you could definitely say every year the Cowboys will mess something up that they need to mess up. They will shoot themselves on. They're still one of the most penalized teams again this year, which was an issue last year.
Why would it change? They kept the same coach. Why would it change?
And they might go like 13-4, but like I've seen them go 13-3, and it's just there's gonna be like it's gonna happen in a hilarious way, or it's gonna happen in a way that you're just shaking your head at this point.
Like last year when they don't get the playoff, the final minutes of final seconds of the game.
It's like but only the Cowboys would think that they could do that. Like Tom Brady's gonna give the ref the ball, Josh Allen's gonna give the ref the ball, Lamar will give the ref the ball, Pat give the ref the ball. Only whoever is playing for the Cowboys would try and just check the rock themselves. And I think they're gonna do something that stupid again this year. And it sucks because they have great players. Like I like the Cowboys. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Noah Brown. I like Gallup. I like I used to like Dak. I don't know.
Are we buying into this hype of the Eagles though being one of the best teams in the league? I mean, we got to look at the level of competition that they're playing against too, and their opponents. Like I get that, but they haven't played teams like the Ravens. They haven't played. What real playoff contender have they played?
No, they haven't, and they'll probably lose those games.
And that's what I'm saying.
I'm not buying on the Jalen Hurts stuff. In my head, I was like, who's better, Jalen Hurts or Dak? That was actually in my head, I'm like, who's better? Like, who would you rather? Like, if it came down to it.
This year, based on what I'm seeing, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but that's not fair because Dak's barely.
I'm not gonna lie though. I think they just beat a playoff contender. Like depending on based on that division, I think they just beat a contender. Yeah, and I like the Jags defense. I think they're pretty for real. I'm not gonna say they beat like
I'm talking about experienced contenders that go year after year. The Bills, the Packers, the Bucks, the Chiefs.
They definitely didn't do that yet. I
mean, no throwing touchdowns yesterday. They had 3 running backs.
Jalen
Hurts, one of them.
Rainy game.
Rainy game.
But I think they had 3 running backs.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts is one of them.
Jalen Hurts is one of them.
He's trying to go crazy.
Nah, like just like Lamar is one of the best running backs in the league, and he also played quarterback. I'm not discrediting his arm. Jalen Hurts can definitely throw the ball. He's proved that to us this year. I'm not going to take that away from him. But I'm saying he's also a running back. If you have 16 carries in a game, you're a running back. He had 16 carries yesterday.
Now you won't protect him, but you won't protect Lamar Jackson?
He's like, get his black hair.
Here we go.
I think they're legit. I think they're legit simply because like the Eagles are just good for this like every couple years. Like they have that one team that just like it just kind of looks special. I mean, it doesn't all the way remind me of the Nick Foles like Carson Wentz year, but it's just I like what they're doing with this read option with Jalen. Like I think that's going to be pretty like formidable all season. They got stacked. Like when they got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith coming into another year of himself. Like I don't see like they had a great O-line last year. They had a great D-line last year. It got better on both ends this year. I just don't see if anything, the problem would be Jalen. Like if anything, because everything else was already established.
That's fair.
And if he can keep playing like, just confident, I don't even think he has to play like get a little better every week. Like it wasn't his best statistical game, like we pointed out, but like if he can just keep playing confident football and just being a leader amongst a bunch of already established, ready to win guys, like I think they're for real.
A bunch of Batmans over there.
I think they're pretty legit, and I think they also just gonna play a brand of football that they can win in multiple ways. Like I think the Jacksonville game was like a positive for them because if you can, I don't want them to have to win all the games with Jalen Hurts throwing 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was a good one for him. It was
first touchdown, put the shoulder down, got right in there, and then
he had an interception.
Like 27 straight.
Yeah, interception. He didn't have any passing touchdowns, but they still were able to pull it out, and the defense stepped up. 4 fumbles they recovered and an interception. So
I mean, if you look at their schedule, I have them winning 6 of the next 7 games till they see the Packers.
Well, the NFC East drew a pretty easy schedule. Everybody in the NFC is good. So they're going to benefit from that for sure.
Yeah.
Those stacks wins. It's a matter of what you, like you said, when you play those really good. The Packers are going to be a good test.
Right.
Especially the Packers late in the year they'll be at their best. They're just tuning it up. They're a good team.
I don't know.
Hopefully.
I know you're not Aaron fan.
I mean, they're playing
Packers are like the baby Cowboys.
If you really think about it.
It's not unfair. It's not unfair to say. I'm not saying
they get to the playoffs and then
they'll get you to the NFC Championship, but it's gonna be embarrassing. And then we're gonna talk about Aaron not having help when whatever. But it's cool. It's cool. I get it. He's the other 12. So we can make
the other 12. It's crazy.
We can make it.
Staying in the NFC East, we saw Saquon do his thing. Saquon is back. We already established that his real father is Barry Sanders. We already established that.
That's facts.
We're gonna do who would you rather. I don't know if you've seen this before, Noah. I'm gonna list off the names.
Be in the comments.
Who would you rather? The Saquon Barkley edition. Saquon Barkley. Would you rather Nick Chubb?
Saquon.
Nick Chubb.
Didn't I tell you? I told you gonna do that. Why?
Nick Chubb is nice though.
Okay, cool. But
he's leading the league in rushing, right?
No, he's not. Saquon is. Look it up.
Nick Chubb. Whenever Nick Chubb was playing, I heard the announcer say that he was leading in rushing. He's probably going to do that the next game that he plays. They're probably going to go back and forth.
Saquon's up like 7 yards.
Oh, whoa!
He leads the league in all-purpose yards, yards from scrimmage. Saquon leads the league.
So he's pretty purposeful, huh?
About 4 yards.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
I mean, I say Nick Chubb. I think you're falling in love with aesthetics again. But I say Nick Chubb because
Wait. If he's falling in love with aesthetics, what are you falling in love with about Nick Chubb's game that you'd rather have him over Saquon?
I'm always just take the hard-nosed runner. I'm not saying Saquon's not a strong runner. I'm not saying that. But I think Nick Chubb is more it's not fair to say more consistent. Saquon's been injured. I will give him that. But as my running back, I need you. Like, I need you here.
So what, you talking about injuries?
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. I think Saquon's ability is amazing. I'm a Saquon fan. I would just rather Nick Chubb right now because I don't know if I'm going to have Saquon 3 games from now.
That's fair.
That's not unfair, but I will say this. Saquon's played behind the worst offensive line in football. Nick Chubb played behind the best offensive line in football for the last 3-4 years. Just saying. There's a stark difference between the talent around both players. That's all I'm going to say. So the injuries that we're talking about, I mean, that Bears injury, the ACL injury doesn't happen if there's a good offensive line there because he has 4 Bears on his back on that play. So just keep that in mind when you have the Saquon slander because Saquon, this isn't
slander. I'm a Saquon fan.
But he's also not tap dancing anymore back there.
When he was tap dancing, it was because guys were coming at him right away.
So there was never an open hole.
No, the line's the worst. They suck. They were horrible. I watched it.
At no point was there an open hole that he could have just been a little more decisive getting to.
First of all, when there was, he hit the open hole. That's a misconception. People like him push propaganda all the time. He's terrible. Yeah, he's terrible. Yes, he's worse. You're worse than Putin.
How did he get hurt? He was trying to do too much.
He's worse than Putin.
How did he get hurt though? Because he was doing too much.
The same way most players in this league get hurt. Trying to do too much.
I don't disagree with that. What do you want to do? Fall to the ground? That's basically all you could have done. There was no hole.
What's he doing this year that's different?
The line's better.
He's way more decisive.
But the line's better. There are actual holes consistently. The offensive line's better at run blocking than they are.
Like all I see on like Giants social media is you guys complaining.
They don't pass block. They don't pass block well. It sucks for Daniel Jones. But running wise, even Daniel Jones is out here having a good day running the ball. They block Royal in the run game. They do a good job.
First time I've heard Daniel Jones and sucks in the same sentence.
Who would you rather, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey?
Saquon. Easy.
I don't know.
Like,
I may not know if I'm gonna.
Who gets hurt more?
Like I may not know if I'm gonna have Saquon in the next 3 games, but like I don't know if Christian McCaffrey's gonna wake up tomorrow. Like I don't know. He might stub his toe out. Like when John Wall tore his ACL in the house walking or something. Like he's good for that.
Yo, that was crazy.
He's good for that. He's the most frail white man of all time.
Who would you rather, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
Saquon.
What?
This year, right now, Saquon.
Yeah, that's what we got to establish. Are we going to all time? Right now.
Right now.
Right now, Saquon.
Okay.
I'm still going Derrick Henry right now.
You're nuts. He outplayed him.
He said you're
Heads
nuts.
up. Heads up.
Who would you rather, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor?
Saquon.
All right, so I'm gonna go to some of the all-time greats. So this is these players that I'm about to mention.
All-time great.
I didn't.
Don't be mad at me when I take Walter Payton over him.
I'm not going to walk away. I'm not doing that.
LT still doing it.
Yeah.
At their peak, so the names that I mentioned, they're gonna be at their peak. So LT.
LT. But
Clears him. We haven't seen Saquon's peak.
Right.
We don't know if we're gonna see it.
Okay, that's true. I can't.
We don't know if we're gonna see it. We don't know if it got taken away by injury. We don't know if he'll ever be as good as he could have been.
No, he looks.
We don't know.
He looks better than he ever has now.
All right, so is this his peak?
No, I don't even think so. By the way, the line has a lot of room for improvement. He'll get better and better, but I think the offense get more complicated too. They don't get the offense is very complicated.
What is your answer?
What?
LT or Saquon?
LT.
All right.
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. Hold it.
Yeah.
I think Saquon's more
serious?
I think he's thinking about it.
I think
What's wrong with you?
I think Saquon's more talented, but I'll take over Marshawn.
You think he's more talented? I feel like Marshawn Lynch was like the best of what Saquon, not the best of what Saquon does, but he has enough of what Saquon does and enough of the power game to be better than Saquon.
Every time I hear Marshawn Lynch's name, I just think about that play where he ran all the way down the field and chucked like 5, 6
me
people
too.
on his way down the field. Like, that's
Me too.
the only thing that sticks.
I think speed is not even close. I think Saquon's natural speed is insane. He's like a 4-3 guy.
But
Marshawn's a 4 or 5.
I mean,
It is hard to make
but
these
Marshawn's
decisions.
also
We're not talking
stronger.
like we haven't seen Saquon as
Saquon's
speed
strong as that. Saquon's running dudes
Marshawn
over
is
now.
strong. A 4 or 5 is fast as hell. It's not faster than Saquon. I'm saying Saquon can be strong, but he's not stronger than Marshawn Lynch was.
I'm not saying, all right, that's facts. I'll take Marshawn. Fine for now.
He's not a more powerful
For
runner
now.
than he was.
For now.
Not a more elusive one.
Marshall Faulk.
Who?
Marshall Faulk.
No. He's
He's a little crazy.
Yo, he's something crazy just there.
You don't think Saquon's more elusive than
Marshawn Lynch? Marshawn's going through people.
We may be getting the definition mixed up here. So what I mean by elusive is harder to break down.
Thank you for
breaking
breaking
down.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Not harder to touch.
That is not the definition of elusive.
I'm sorry, I'm black. I don't know.
I'm about to say.
all the
I'm
words.
sorry, I'm black.
I went to a Newark public school. What do you want from me?
Yo.
You see no breath.
For high school, for 1 year, and I got expelled for something I didn't do. But now I have a hand tat, so I can't be keeping up with definitions. Sorry.
Elusive, difficult to find, catch
Oh
or
my-
achieve.
What is that?
Elusive, difficult to find, catch or achieve.
All right. Maybe not elusive. He's harder to bring down.
If
than
anything,
Saquon.
Marshawn was a magnet. People were finding him all the time. It just when you found that was a problem, he was gonna run you over.
I think you're giving his. I think you're doing his shiftiness a disservice. But
I watched him real time.
I've seen him break people down.
Yeah, he's shifty.
He's shifty.
He wasn't breaking dudes down the way Saquon breaks dudes down.
I didn't say he was, but he was breaking them down. That's why I said he has enough of what makes Saquon great and enough of the power game that I would take him over Saquon all the time.
You have to take him over Saquon just on productivity. So fine, continue.
3-1 teams, right? Who's real? Who's fake? Which of these teams do
Fake.
you think?
What are y'all? What exactly are you guys?
We're 2-2. Who
Two
are
or
you guys
two.
beating?
What? Who have you beaten? You beat the Steelers. You beat the
Navy.
lowly
You beat
Steelers.
Navy this week.
You beat the lowly Steelers.
Yeah.
Navy is crazy. Yo, I'm never gonna get tired of this guy. Yo.
I think the Jets are better than y'all.
No, they're not.
He didn't even say the Giants yet, did you?
So,
I didn't say no.
He ain't speak on the Giants.
Jets got a better quarterback
He's
than y'all.
He's a hater.
And
And
do the Jets not have a better quarterback?
no, Zach Wilson's not better than Daniel.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
We
I haven't seen that. I
Has
haven't seen
Daniel
enough of
Jones
that
even
one.
had a fourth quarter comeback yet in his career?
Daniel Jones has had one. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
Without fumbling the ball.
Yeah, he has.
I'm pretty sure he's been a
Yeah, he
part
has.
of.
Washington.
He's been on the other
Washington
side
rookie
of
year, he
people.
did that. Washington rookie year, he did that.
Like he
Pretty
did that,
sure,
Greg.
pretty sure Detroit too. Pretty sure Detroit too in the
World beaters, Detroit.
He's celebrating about being Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett.
That Steelers defense is
against
amazing.
the Steelers defense?
Oh,
That
please.
defense is amazing.
Yeah,
Is it not?
Without TJ Watt, look.
Minka Fitzpatrick is out there. What do you
That's
mean?
why he gifted him the ball twice. And he gifted him the ball twice. 2 terrible interceptions.
What did he do when it was time to win the game?
That's fine. We can talk
And
about
what is Daniel Jones good for?
So when it was time to win the game,
a terrible interception and at least 2 ugly fumbles.
The defensive ability to field the entire game. By the time that game was winding down, he was getting a tired defense. Good job.
A tired defense.
Yeah, but Mitch Trubisky wasn't productive. So that defensive ability to field the entire game.
Your QB just got stuck in a mid-off with Justin Fields.
It was not a mid. There's no receivers. He has no one to throw the ball to. He doesn't have Corey Davis or Elijah
Didn't they
Moore.
have him playing receiver at one point?
Because of his ankle, yeah.
Why even have that? That's how much y'all don't value him.
That's not just
y'all put him out there in the rain on a fully taped ankle as a decoy. Anybody could have rocked him. That is your franchise. That is like he can't be better than anybody.
That is a misrepresentation.
But Justin Fields, maybe like he can't be better than anybody.
That is a misrepresentation. That is not what happened.
Your franchise quarterback is Nathan Peterman.
That is just not true. That's
with a bowl cut.
Could be.
That's just not true. You should not be talking. You're going to those bounce passes. I want to hear last year he was horrible. I want to hear nothing.
You talking about propaganda?
No, that's real. It's film.
Zach Wilson has a better arm than.
That's great. Weren't you the one talking about aesthetic? That's an aesthetic comment.
No, it's not. No,
you're Instagram. You're an IG about football fan.
Huh?
You're an IG.
Yeah. He's an IG model.
I'm sorry that being able to drive the football down the field is what you see as aesthetic.
That's no. What I said. What I made an argument about against Tom Brady is aesthetic. By the way, I'm just saying. Yes, just be honest.
You get excited and your mouth starts salivating when you see a quarterback can't sit in the pocket and go through progressions and would rather just get out the. I can do that in Madden. I do that in that is Madden.
That's what makes it amazing, by the way, in real life. It's hard to do in real life. What was your
Which of these teams, the 3-1 teams, are real? And when I say real, they're actually contenders to possibly win. Dolphins, Bills, Chiefs, Packers. I'm not going to mention Cowboys, Giants, or Vikings because we know the answer to that.
Exactly.
I feel like the Dolphins are fake. I mean, at this point, I don't know if you can really count on Tua. If you look at it, he's been injured every year. So it's one of those things where you got to believe in Teddy. You got to believe in Teddy at this point. Like, that's your guy? Teddy Two Gloves?
You know who they wanted though, right?
They wanted Herb.
They wanted Tom.
Well, they wanted Tom, but they should have gotten Herb.
Yeah, try to do it legally.
I mean, you do illegal things for what you really want when you know it's going to really work. What you think the government does, Greg? They're illegal for something they want.
That's facts. That's facts.
So I'm not mad at the Dolphins.
That's fair. That's
I don't know. I think the Dolphins could have been real. I'm never gonna be crazy about Tua's arm. Like I see Tyreek having to come back to too many like go balls. Like that's just disgusting to me. But I think they're a solid team up and down if Tua was playing, just purely from the fact of like having some consistency. But as of now, I mean, I like Teddy, but I don't think that's over. I don't feel like the Bills are a Super Bowl contender. I feel like they're a AFC Championship contender.
Who's your Super Bowl contender in your eyes?
Chiefs.
Chiefs for sure. I think the
Don't say Patrick Mahomes. He's in a gag.
I'm a Pat Mahomes fan.
Why did
I have to agree though that I said this last week. The Bills are very concerning because if Josh Allen isn't Josh Allen, there's nothing there. Josh Allen literally has to throw for 50 attempts a game and go get at least 60 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
And while we're on that, I don't think Josh Allen is like, I'm not gonna say he's not a great quarterback, but like I've seen him fold in so many like I saw a stat the other day, and I think he just won his first game in this scenario in the last like 9 games, but he was like 0 for 8 in games that are decided by one score or something like that. And then they got the win versus the Ravens. Now he's like 1-8 or something like that. I saw the I don't know if y'all remember that game against Miami, like game-winning touchdown right there. He throws the ball in the dirt, and it's like there's mad things like that with Josh Allen. And it's like I think you can definitely, like, we all remember early Josh Allen. Like, we thought it was going to be a way bigger project than it was like worth at points. And then you got Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis comes alive, Dawson Knox comes alive, and you know you can kind of just air things out to them. But I think when it really comes down to it, it's not the guy that I want. If I have to go in any scenario, just get a win.
You're talking about
you go with Mahomes.
I wouldn't.
He's a troll. You talk about habitual.
I'm not trolling.
No. I love like he's a troll. He's a troll. That's what he does. It's everything to do.
And as far as the Chiefs stuff too, it's like I feel like we're very soon to forget about that Colts game. Like a little too soon to forget about that and how bad they looked. Like I think we do this thing where like, oh no, they beat Tom Brady, so hey, they must be, and it's like everybody wakes up for Tom Brady. Everybody. I'm going to judge you on what you do against everybody else. And they look flat against the Colts.
But the Chiefs have enough equity built up for that. Doesn't really matter in people's minds. Yeah, they do. They've been to the Super Bowl like 4 or 5 times. Since
4 or 5 times.
However many times they've been there.
4 or 5 times.
Whatever. They've been there twice in the last 3 years.
They got smacked one time, and they were about to get smacked by the Niners until Jimmy G String became who he known to be.
They've got there enough times where they built up enough equity. That's what I'm saying. They built equity with people, so I don't worry about a loss to the Colts in September of a season. I'm sorry, I don't do it.
But we have to worry about Tom Brady being washed. Are you serious? No, worry. Like, let this worry be equal.
Who is your Super Bowl contender now? So
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's it.
Anybody else? Because they're going to have to play.
Feels biased.
He said they're going
to have to play somebody.
According to him, they won't. Tom will just get gifted the championship.
Okay, great. What championship has he been gifted? But right now I like honestly I like somebody out of the AFC West. I just don't know who it's gonna be. I feel like this is Justin Herbert's year to do something, but that's just a feeling. I mean, look, Pat probably does end up back there, like all things considered.
Probably right.
But I would love to see Lamar break through. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would love to see that, and I think if that defense can get it together, then Lamar is on the type of streak right now that I think he's playing football at a very high level right now. I think he's the person that should be getting these talks of best quarterback in the league right now. But if not Tom, but I go to Ravens. I like the Ravens if they can get their defense together.
I feel like it's also coaching with them too.
Well, yeah.
There's been a couple. These last 2 weeks, they had big leads, and that going for 2 or going for it on 4th down in this last game.
It's the way they went for it on 4th down.
The play call.
It's the play call. It sucked. Greg Roman's not a good offensive coordinator. He's not.
You don't put that super athletic,
talented.
Yeah, you don't get. They literally put him in a position where he could not run.
Yeah,
you don't
do that.
Bad
play calling in the second half. Period.
He's been doing that for a couple of weeks now.
Which, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, just isn't talked about enough for why a lot of teams don't do what they're supposed to do with the talent that they have.
Right.
Like, you're seeing it with the Broncos, who I thought would be a lot better at this point. But, I don't know. When you have a coach crippling you in ways like that, there's just not much you can really do with that.
Well, I think this coach didn't actually think he'd be coaching Russell Wilson. I think they brought him in because they expected Aaron Rodgers to be on the move.
Well, because it would have made such a big difference.
They had to pivot.
And it would.
It would have made a big difference.
It would have. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is significantly better.
Miles ahead of
He's significantly better. Don't do that. Don't.
See, I could tell you already don't like.
He doesn't like Russell. His least favorite person on planet Earth is Aaron Rodgers.
It's not true.
I wonder who it is.
You?
Yeah, I was about to say, sitting across the table.
Serious? No, I don't, I have like a kind of love-hate relationship with most quarterbacks because, like, I like them, you know, in their ability. I just don't like when, you know, they're compared to people that they haven't earned comparisons to, in my opinion.
Tom Brady.
Nah, you know, Brady, Tom, Edward, Patrick, Brady Jr. It's like the comparisons don't be there, but it's like Aaron Rodgers in a vacuum is a great quarterback. Of course, he's an all-time great quarterback. I have him as a top 5 quarterback, easily. I think, maybe not easily, but like he's up there. But it's like we get every time Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers plays like GOAT versus GOAT, and it's like, what are we doing here? That's crazy.
I'm not saying it's not.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna speak on that. This shouldn't. I'm not gonna speak on that one. No, but I'm not because he's folded too many times for me to really defend him and go to bat. I'm just not doing that.
Folded against y'all. I wish he would have beat y'all because
I'm not talking about
beat
Tom.
him in the Super Bowl.
I'm talking about Aaron.
I know. I'm talking about the time that y'all beat him in the NFC Championship.
Oh yeah. Well, how could I forget?
You did.
And funny enough, most of that teams weren't folding. That wasn't folding. The Giants were just good that year. That defense is really special. So you're gonna get beat. That's just the way it was. Pass rush is crazy.
No, we definitely folded. We were the best offense in the league that year and only put up 14 points.
That just shows you how good the pass rush was. The Tom was on his back a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Looking ahead to week 5. Speaking of, you mentioned Aaron Rodgers folding against the Giants. Giants at Green Bay. Who gets their 4th win? It's
in London.
I think Green Bay.
Green Bay, because they would win this game anyways, but Daniel Jones is playing isn't going to play. Tyrod Taylor is in concussion protocol. You're probably going to start Davis Webb. So you're
familiar with the offense.
I mean, Bailey Zappi
He
almost
can
beat
go
Aaron
through the
Rodgers.
Huh?
Bailey Zappi almost beat Aaron Rodgers.
Do you know what? And I did think about this though. That's a real thing. But the defense doesn't hold up. I have my questions. I don't expect the Giants to win this game. I think they'll lose, but hopefully they surprise me.
You shouldn't expect them to win any game, but
I expect them to win every. The Bears
game. Wake up to that game?
Huh?
Are you gonna wake up to that game?
I'll be coaching probably, so I may not even watch the game, unfortunately. But
do you watch Giants games anymore?
Of course I do.
Like, do you just kind of turn a shoulder to the TV and like just come back, and if they won, it's like
Twitter.
Yeah, like, that's like your
I'm not active on Twitter. It's like that. So I watch Giants games actively. I actively do. If he can watch the Jets, I can watch the Giants. That's what I see. If he can watch the Jets,
the Jets have been winning more than y'all as of late.
The Jets suck.
Y'all have been the worst team in the league since like 2016.
The Jets,
like consistently though.
Huh?
Y'all have been like the worst team in the league record-wise since 2016, no?
Austin Jets, actually. So
I mean, it's like a little bit better watching them.
I would disagree, but it's all right.
Y'all don't even have like entertaining
thing to watch on the Giants.
I would say, look, offensively, you guys are much more fun to watch because everyone is because Kenny Galladay sucks and there's no receivers in the Giants that are worth anything. So yeah, I would agree with that.
So you're saying he's not Tom Brady?
Who?
He can't make do with less.
Who? Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Move on, question, right?
He does it with his
Move on,
face
bro.
too.
Dolphins.
Answer the question.
Dolphins at Jets. No Tua playing. Do the Jets get this win?
No.
We're taking this dub.
No, you're not. You're losing. You stop playing, bro. How are you?
All right, I'll see you next Monday. I'll see you next Monday.
How are you winning that game?
Both of y'all teams are already at. Well, your team is beyond their ceiling for this year. Like y'all,
we're gonna win 8 games. I said it. The Giants are gonna win. The Giants are gonna win 8 games. The Giants are gonna win 8 games this year. It's not crazy.
Like 5+.
We have the coaching edge in almost every game, and that matters. That simply matters. Yeah, it does. They're gonna win 8 games. I said it before. I said it before the season. I said it now.
You should say
rebuilding team. They're obviously a rebuilding team, but they're gonna win 8 games. The schedule's
rebuilding every year since Odell left.
I don't. They've been rebuilding every year since Eli was there. Before Odell got there, it's been the longest rebuild of all time. I don't disagree. They suck, but they're gonna win 8 games this year. They got the coaching edge in every game they play. Every game they play.
Even they have the coaching edge in every game they play.
Daboll's really done a great job, and Kafka, those guys, they've done a great job. They have the coaching edge. They have the right coaching staff in place. Whatever happens to Daniel Jones, if he's not the quarterback in the future, fine. Then move on.
It wasn't hard to beat the Bears. It's like Ted Lasso's coaching them.
It doesn't. That's fine. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. I completely agree with you. But the Panthers are a great defense. A really good defense. They fly around. Had Kyle looking stupid.
Can I ask you this? So you don't think Daniel Jones is the future, right? That's what I'm gathering at this point.
I don't think.
I know you were a little delusional at some point.
He's still holding on.
I don't think.
Okay.
No, I don't think. No.
So he's like.
I don't think. We don't
ex.
speak. No, I don't think. I don't think he's gonna survive this year. He is not gonna be the future quarterback of this football team. I don't think so.
So do you think it'll? If you guys will ever get over that ugly hump in your franchises, that elephant in the room, will your quarterback ever look like you?
Tyrod Taylor playing on Sunday.
But he's not the starting quarterback though.
First of all, I think they will draft a black quarterback this year.
Oh,
I think they're going to win 8 games and probably draft that kid Anthony Richardson and then develop him.
Oh my God.
That's what's going to happen. And it's best thing that can go to Dayball over going to who? Robert Saleh? Yo, again, I don't need.
He's not saying it in that regard. He's saying he don't believe in Anthony Richardson.
You don't believe in him?
I don't want y'all.
He's a Gators fan. He's saying he watches it closely. He said Anthony Richardson has.
That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
You already said you don't watch college football.
That's not what I've been watching. Hold on. Time out, Miles. Because you wild today. You want some. I said that I watch college football only to watch the top quarterbacks. So I'll watch the guys that are Bryce Young. Huh?
He had no touchdown passes. He had 4 picks.
Who? Richardson?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's okay. Josh Allen wasn't that great in college either.
But he wasn't that bad.
Huh?
He wasn't that bad.
He wasn't that bad. That's true.
I'm saying he watches them closely. That's his team. He's trying to tell you like don't draft him.
But either him or Will Levis. I think with 8 wins, you're not going to be up there having to get a Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. So you got to pick a guy like Will Levis.
You're not getting 8 wins.
You're going to take a chance. You're willing to take a chance on the next 4 years?
I think they'll make the right decision because they're smart guys.
You're going to have kids by then. You're going to have kids by then.
You think the Giants are smart guys?
I think Giants are the right people. There's smart people running the organization now.
How many times have you said that in the past?
I did not say that at any point about Dave Gettleman. So I know, no.
I think the best bet is the next disgruntled quarterback to make a move.
So Lamar?
No.
Lamar would never come to y'all.
Why not?
He's going to Miami.
I like that.
That's not a lot.
I like that.
He's either going to Miami or New Orleans.
New Orleans would be crazy.
That's not a lot.
Why is it not? Y'all are a lot.
I'm not saying that. I just saying
I think those two.
our first round pick would be worth.
Y'all are the things that are making them not a lot.
Who's he throwing to if he goes to New York?
That's the whole. We gotta revamp that, don't we? Regardless,
maybe Daniel Jones is back next year.
So, and that's a real thing, though.
I know.
And I wouldn't be mad about that because
You should be.
No, I would not. He could be good. You get him.
If you get him some receiver, Daniel Jones can get the job done. He can be like Garoppolo.
Yeah, he can. No, he'd be better than Garoppolo. Garoppolo sucks.
I'm saying he can take you there.
Huh?
He can.
That's what you're saying.
Daniel Jones can take you there.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
What?
Daniel Jones is better than Kirk. Is better than Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins with wheels.
He's better than Kirk Cousins. And I know I'm not saying much because Kirk sucks. But I'm just saying.
Kirk got that win in London, bro.
We haven't seen Daniel Jones really with any weapons.
That's thinking it.
We have not.
To be completely honest.
We have not. So yeah, you go out. If you bypass on the quarterback,
I've seen y'all go out and get people that were supposed to be weapons.
That's not his fault. That's not his fault. Sterling Shepard was the best he could be outside of getting injured, and Kenny Galladay just disappeared.
Y'all still have Ingram? Huh? Is he still there?
No, because he dropped every pass the guy threw to him. He sucked.
Jaguar, right?
Yeah, he drops everything.
I mean, a couple of those were on his fingernails rather than his fingertips.
Oh my God! Catch the damn ball. You have a 6'5", 6'7" wingspan. Catch the ball.
I bet
Catch
you said that about Wes Welker in that Super Bowl, didn't you? I bet that one was a little high, wasn't it?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It's always about Thomas.
I mean,
who's talking about how Tom kisses his son on the lips? What's that about?
It's about loving your child.
Would you do that? Would you do that?
I don't need to do things that other people do for me to not care about those things.
No, that's BS. You wouldn't.
I wouldn't kiss a man in general. Okay. I have friends that kiss men. There's people out here kissing men, Greg. I don't know. It's 2022. No. People do these things. He also eats avocado ice cream. Like, he's white. What do you want from me? Like, what do you want from me? He's playing quarterback at a high level at 45. He's gonna be into some some eccentric things.
Eccentric is that's another statement.
It's not steroids, so why do I care?
It might as well be. It might as well be. We have to watch a full-scale investigation into this nonsense.
You probably watched that video more than he does.
I definitely have not. I definitely have not.
But you have. You sent me that video like twice, so I know you've watched it like 5 times.
I sent you once. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying on the podcast. I did you one time.
It might have been 3 times.
Eagles at the Cardinals. Who has a better game, Hurts or Murray?
Hurts. Murray's looked horrible.
Yeah, off to a slow start. He's getting some garbage production towards the end of games.
That's another.
He's trying his best. There's not much to throw to.
Yeah,
so you can say that about him, but not Daniel Jones. I see. Carry on.
I mean, Kyler can actually throw though. So
can Daniel Jones. So can Daniel Jones was a nice ball, man. Yeah, he does. He's a real good player.
Is he black?
Huh? Oh, that's what
I
it
gotta
is.
defend him.
Oh, but what about what you say about Lamar Jackson?
I didn't say anything.
What he said? You know what he said about Lamar Jackson?
Bleep this 6 weeks.
No, I swear, no.
6 weeks.
Bleep this part out. He said that you would think Lamar Jackson black is Magic Johnson the way he's throwing bounce passes.
I never said
That's what he said.
That don't even sound right.
That's what he said.
Why would I bring Magic into this?
That's what you said.
Look.
I'm gonna preface this. He's been carrying this on for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I can't.
Anytime we talk about Lamar,
I can't find a film of Miles actually saying that. So please do not.
there is no film.
Said Nike deleted the tape.
Yes. It's been a problem with corporate for a long time. I'm with HR.
Yeah,
Next game.
I don't know what I feel about Kyler right now. Like I love Kyler. I'm a fan of Kyler, but like sometimes it looks like the play calling is bad. Sometimes I get D-Hop is out for 3 more games or 2 more, but I don't know. He just looks like he literally. I get that him being short was the thing, but like sometimes it just looks like insurmountable for him. Like I don't know how many.
Feel?
Not even that, but like maybe like I don't know. I'm not in that helmet, but like I don't want my quarterback to have like the game plan be so easy as to all right. I'm just telling my defensive tackles put their hands up every time he throws. Like that's kind of like I feel like as with the other shorter quarterbacks, that's not as much as a worry. Like I never like saw that happen as consistently like a Russell Wilson or like a Drew Brees. But it feels like with Kyler, it's like, I don't know. If it's not something off script, then it's difficult to put together consistent, just regular football with him. And I don't know how you just consistently win that way.
They do a good job containing him in the pocket. He's not escaping the way Russell would. Russell would kind of make nothing out of, or make something out of nothing, I should say. Every single time by just escaping the pocket, finding throwing lanes. That's what he did. That was just extending the play. But Kyler's not doing that because they're containing him in the pocket. The old line there has just never been good. It's just never been a good offensive line situation there. Ever. And without D-Hop, it's been tough. I thought it'd be easy. I was wrong about him. I thought he played well. I like Kyler a lot. I think he's very talented.
There's enough film though to see that without D-Hop, it's a different Kyler, honestly.
Rookie year Kyler,
which I think with these young quarterbacks is also unfair because there's enough film out there to talk about what Josh Allen looks like without Diggs. And
we know what he looks like without Diggs. We know exactly what kind of hard
it was night and day as soon as he got there.
Yeah.
So it's like I do think you have to give your young quarterback their weapon. Like you have to give them their first read. You have to because they're not coming into this league.
We're not talking about it.
No, I'm saying he didn't have the same energy about Daniel Jones.
Because Daniel Jones doesn't even look like he wants to be in the pocket.
But that is so untrue. You don't even watch the job.
You know he's a tap dancer.
He's not a tap.
You know he's a tap dancer.
No, he's not. Okay.
And he's a walking strip sack.
Used
disgusting.
to be. Used to be. It's
still disgusting. He could not do that for the rest of the season, and the numbers would still be nasty.
The numbers? No, it would not. He's had 1 fumble this year.
Yes, and he could have 0 for the rest of the year, and what would he still have, like 30?
He'd have 1 fumble
in his career. You're saying the numbers would still be disgusting.
That's fine. It's an easy clearly over now, so it's fine.
I mean, he better get over it.
It's past
his next job.
Next game, Bengals, Ravens. How do you see this one panning out?
Well, Lamar needs to get back.
Yeah, he's got to get right.
I'm going Bengals.
Well, of course he is.
No.
You choose Bengals. You choose Bengals over God's army itself.
Nope. Joe Burrow plays well in big time games, and this is another primetime game, Sunday night. Last year when Joe Burrow went to the Ravens, what did he do? What did he do in Baltimore?
He went crazy.
525 yards, 5 touchdowns. The boy went crazy.
You know what? The way that defense is playing, he could do that.
And mind you, we swept the Ravens last year. Joe Burrow's gonna look at this defense. He's gonna watch film on the game last year, and he's gonna do his thing. Lamar can certainly do his thing as well too. But last year we game planned for Lamar. He only played one game against the Bengals because he got injured the second game, I believe. But we kept him in the pocket. He didn't go crazy running off like he normally does. Jamar Chase toasted Marlon Humphrey that game. So I'm confident in the Bengals. I think the one thing that's going to be a problem is the play calling. We saw it in the third quarter against the Dolphins. It was horrendous. It was a bunch of check downs. Yeah, it was a bunch of check downs.
That's a toss-up team for me, honestly.
Do you think this is the game where we could see Jamar Chase kind of look more like Jamar Chase? Because T. Higgins has been able to ball out. Boys been balling out. But it seems like the play calling and / defense has been making sure we're not trying to let Jamar get the big plays.
Yeah, they were doubling Jamar. They were rolling the safety down and doubling Jamar. And I think there was plenty of opportunities for us to go to T. Higgins earlier in the game and Tyler Boyd, but we were afraid to take that shot downfield. I'm not sure why. We were just hitting the check downs, but I do think, like I said last time, going into the Miami game, they're not going to have an answer for Hayden Hurst, who's balling, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and there's too many weapons. And, you know, they only have Marlon Humphreys on the other side of that thing. He's probably going to shadow Jamar, and somebody else got to get going. But even doing that last year, I think Jamar Chase had, 266 yards or whatever receiving against Marlon Humphreys and 2 touchdowns?
That's true. I just want to talk about the play calling. That's
an issue on both
horrible.
ends, no?
Yes.
You got Greg Roman on the other side.
That's fair. That's true. Zach still calls the plays, right? Does he call plays?
He assists calling the plays, yes.
Yo.
We still got Brian Callahan.
Yo, the runs up the gut on first down repeatedly that I saw.
But listen, that's also trying to get some confidence in Joe Mixon and get him going. He's
coming off injury, right?
They're saying he's injured right now and he's still playing.
And
that's why they're saying maybe he can't get going because he's injured. So hopefully this extended break up until Sunday night.
I just wasn't a fan.
That's why I hesitate to say things about play calling sometimes because it's like it can to us at a table it can look like all right, yeah, they're just doing the same run over and over again.
Yeah.
And how do we know that like the right tackle is good enough for them to even get a run on the outside? Like, how do we know if he's if they're seeing him consistently win that in practice to the point where they even feel confident putting that in the game plan? It's like, I think it's a toss-up for me. I know the Ravens. Yeah, it's a division game. You got the Ravens coming. I always go more towards the team coming off a loss. Like, I think you're more likely to get one. I think you're more likely to get less likely to get 2 losses in a row than you are to get 2 wins in a row for another team. But I can't call it.
Go ahead.
Oh, 3 in a row for y'all? Shit, y'all might do it. Okay. I mean, man.
But I feel that completely.
Throw the ball to Jamar Chase. You just do that? Like, it's not just about throwing the ball to everyone but Jamar pissing me off.
Real quick. Too. Is Jamar better than Justin Jefferson?
No.
No, I think if Justin Jefferson was on the Bengals, I think
he might be.
That's tough.
He might be in a couple of years.
His gritty's better.
I think he wants to come
His gritty's better.
What are we talking about?
Jamar's
Listen, Jets fan.
We're talking about gritties.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to end off this episode because, of course, we got an episode where we're going to talk about this basketball stuff. And respectfully, because across the world, y'all got terrible attention span, so we got to separate the episodes. This or that to end it off. So you want to pick one. So I'm going to say blue or red, and you'll say red. Just that simple. This or that. Peyton Manning's 55 touchdown season or Megatron's 1,964 yard season?
Megatron.
Because he's getting double teams.
Yeah, I would say Megatron too.
I'm gonna go Manning. 55 touchdowns is OD.
That is OD.
That's.
He's a genius. I knew you wouldn't pick Peyton though.
You picked Megatron. What you mean? You knew I would.
But I knew you wouldn't pick Peyton though.
How many yards did Megatron have?
I'm sorry, I didn't pick the sexual abuse.
I mean, that's OD too.
Since when?
55 touchdowns.
What?
Yeah. Kind of got swept under the rug, didn't it?
He is not a sexual abuser.
Yes, he is.
Who?
Look it up. Peyton Manning. Put his nuts on a nurse's head in college.
I didn't know that.
No, that's crazy.
You only know that because he's a Tom fan.
No.
Where's Tom's dirt?
Reported. The Deflategate.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
perfect.
gonna
Going through a divorce.
I'm gonna need to
I
fact check that.
guess.
That's the first time I'm hearing about it. That's crazy.
Hey, look it up. Peyton Manning assaulted a nurse at Tennessee.
That's not funny, but
He put his nuts on her head on some AB type like in the pool.
No, on some Peyton Manning. Way before AB. So yeah.
Now Miles looking it up. Yeah, please look it up.
Yeah.
We have to substantiate this report from
Go look at your king, your Southern king.
If I have a Southern king, it's not Peyton Manning. I'm just keeping it a stack. Eli didn't do that.
While we're looking that up to confirm that, final drive: Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
Tom Brady.
Tom.
yeah.
How much did that hurt?
No.
I don't like him. I don't.
You respect him,
like
though.
him.
I'm not a big fan. He played in Boston. I am a New York
He ain't
sports
playing
fan.
Boston. He played in Foxborough.
It's true,
It's
Miles.
My
It's
mom's
true.
face is
It's
true.
true.
My mom's face is true.
Hey, yo.
How old is he?
It
don't even matter.
96. He was 19. She was 27.
He put his nuts on her head.
And the cheeks.
Did he say what?
Because Omaha. Yeah, I don't know.
Omaha.
Wait, he put his nuts on her cheeks.
Was he drunk? What was he doing?
He was getting a
On
physical.
her
On her
face.
face.
He was getting a physical and dropped his nuts and ass on her face.
Can I just say this something real quick? I got breaking news. This is actually a big deal.
Okay.
Odell Beckham was visiting the New York Giants today. He visited the team.
He visited the Saints. Like
He's
2
waiting
weeks
for
ago.
them to retire at 13.
No, he's coming back. Odell's coming back.
What is
I
he
did
coming
send you
back?
the thing the other day on Instagram that he'd be open to it as long as they pay him, right?
Yeah, he's coming back. I'm just saying. He's exactly what Daniel Jones needs.
So he saw Daniel Jones play on Sunday and said, I need to be there.
Well, he didn't see Zach Wilson play on Sunday and decide he wants to be in the Jets.
We don't need him.
Yeah, whatever.
You got Garrett Wilson, man.
Garrett dropped a couple passes when I was watching. He didn't look all that
I've seen
good.
Odell drop a couple passes in playoff games.
That's fair. With the Giants, I remember that. I'll never forget. But I still welcome him back
Right
with
after
open
the
arms.
vote.
Huh?
Right after the vote.
Right, yeah, that's fair. After the bowl. In fact, that's when everything changed. The bowl. But he can come make things right.
Sound like some strange things went down on that boat.
that ain't none of my business. And know what we know about Trey Songz? There
but,
was.
But Tom Brady kissing his son is your business.
That is weird.
It is weird.
That's objectively weird.
I don't think that's objectively weird.
It is.
I think you're making it weird. I think
It's
I think the world sees it as a little
I
weird.
think the world is pretty weird though, no?
Kissing your son
I
on
mean,
the
the
lips
world
is
is like full of like pedophiles. So like, of course they're gonna look at somebody innocently kissing their son and be like, ah! But like, I don't think the action in itself, like, is his son being, you know, like, is he touching his son? No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
That's a wild speculation to put out though. Based on what? Like, you wouldn't say that about Peyton Manning, and he's dropping nuts on people's heads. That's purely from your dislike of Tom Brady that you're saying that.
Sidebar 2. I just find that interesting. We're going to finish off the show because I don't want to derail the conversation. We bring up what Joe Mazzulla did 13 years ago. I have not heard that brought up in conversation when we talk about Peyton Manning. I'm going to just throw that out there. Everybody was on my neck talking about, oh, no, it's a part of her job. That's why she brought about Joe Mazzulla. But to my point, Peyton Manning, this was news to half of us on the show. They don't bring that up when they mention Peyton Manning name.
Got swept under the rug pretty quick.
Just saying. I'm just saying. 1 yard line. You got the ball at the 1 yard line. Marshawn Lynch or Jerome Bettis?
Strong Bettis.
I thought you were going to say Marshawn or Russell Wilson. Jerome, I'm going to bus.
I've seen what he did to the Bengals for years.
Yeah, Jerome.
Yeah.
Last one. This or that. Would you rather Lamar Jackson's speed or Ray Lewis's IQ?
Ray Lewis
Speed.
IQ.
I'll take Lamar speed.
Yeah, Lamar speed, because Ray Lewis's IQ doesn't mean that you making the play. It just means you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you're filling the hole, whatever the case is. Like, what do we mean by IQ? Like,
I've seen Patriots players survive off just knowing where to be. They're not supposed to physically be out there.
That's true.
Chris Hogan's not supposed to physically be out there catching touchdown passes in the Super Bowl, but they knew where to be. They knew what route combination they were running. They knew what coverage they had. They just knew. So
knowing where to be though doesn't mean you're gonna make the play.
But it can make you. It can. And I could like if I could say that for 5'9" Julian Edelman, I think that I don't know. I can put IQ on like a good enough amount of NFL quality athletes, and they're gonna be quality players. Now I've seen Martavius Bryant have speed, couldn't catch a damn ball.
It's basically a conversation of athleticism or IQ.
Yeah.
What would you rather have, the athleticism or the IQ?
It depends what league I'm playing in, honestly.
NFL.
NFL, I mean, what position am I playing?
All depends.
Running back, I'd be athletic might be the way to go.
Yeah, I think.
So in this situation,
but it's like Trent Richardson.
Middle linebacker is basically the quarterback of the defense. Quarterback, obviously, the head of the offense. So in that position, if you're running the defense or if you're running that offense, you want athleticism or IQ?
If I'm running the offense, I want IQ. If I'm running the offense, I want IQ. If I'm running the defense, I think I want IQ as well. Because I don't know. I think athleticism, it's not overrated in any sense. Like, what are you doing about Tyreek Hill just running by you? Like, clearly, those things like that. But I feel like players like that are also very... Like, players that we label as freaks, like Randy Moss and stuff. Like, Randy Moss is one of the most highly intelligent receivers that ever played. Same for Calvin Johnson. Same for Terrell Owens. Like, you don't get
T.O.
intelligent.
No, I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
I love T.O.
Yeah, I'm saying like I don't, like, of course there has to be a perfect mesh of things, but I think I don't know. I watched Alex Smith put together a pretty good NFL career, and he didn't have a cannon. Perennial playoff quarterback, strictly off what else but IQ.
I say this all the time.
Do you?
Well,
when I talk about a certain quarterback, I bring up that example a lot.
That's episode 212 right there. Y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Bench Mob Ent, we out. Peace.
Peace.